found your way here by accident, or by hunger. Most do. So come a little closer, and let me tell you another tale pulled straight from the deepest corners of my mind and the darkest edges of this world. These aren't stories meant to scare you awake, they're meant to sit beside you in the dark. What you're about to hear comes from places the world pretends don't exist, forgotten rooms, abandoned thoughts, and things that learn to live where no one looks. Not everything you're about to hear is fiction. Some of it comes from real moments, real places, and things that were never meant to be remembered. I truly hope you enjoy listening to it as much as I enjoyed bringing it to life, and if you do enjoy it, please remember to leave a like and consider subscribing. Your support means more to me than words could ever say. So without any further ado, let's slip into today's story. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are you ready? I noticed the watching long before. I noticed the missing things. At first, it was just a feeling. That quiet pressure between my shoulder blades when I stood in the kitchen. Like someone was behind me even when I knew I was alone. I turned too quickly, heart already racing, only to find empty air and the low hum of the refrigerator. I told myself I was jumpy. Everyone gets jumpy when they live alone. He lived on the same yard as me, not close enough to feel intrusive, not far enough to ignore an old man in a small, weather-stained house that always smelled damp when the wind blew the wrong way. He didn't wave, didn't speak, didn't even acknowledge me unless our eyes accidentally met. And when they did, he never looked away first. That should have been my first real warning. The missing things started small. A spoon gone from the drawer. A hair tie I knew I'd left on the bathroom sink. A shirt folded differently than I remembered. I blamed myself. I'm forgetful. I've always been forgetful. It felt easier to believe that than anything else. Then my underwear started disappearing. Not all at once. One pair every few days. Always my favorites. Always clean. Always from the back of the drawer. I emptied everything onto the bed, hands shaking, heart pounding, trying to make sense of it. No forced entry, windows locked, door locked, nothing broken, nothing disturbed except the things that mattered. I stopped sleeping well after that. At night I listened, I memorized the sounds of the house. The way the floor popped when it cooled, the soft ticking in the walls, the distant bark of dogs, any sound that didn't belong made my chest tighten. Sometimes I smelled him before I saw anything wrong. A faint, sour smell, old fabric, dust something metallic and stale, like cold tools left in a damp room. It would linger in the hallway or near the basement door, no matter how much I aired the place out. It never fully went away. The first time I knew he'd been inside, I found a chair pulled slightly away from the wall in my bedroom. Not knocked over, not obvious, just wrong. That was when I started locking my bedroom door. It didn't help. The night he came in while I was awake, I was sitting on my bed reading. The house was quiet. Not peaceful quiet, but the kind that presses against your ears. I remember turning the page and realizing I couldn't hear the refrigerator anymore. No hum, no background noise, just silence. Then the smell hit me. Stronger this time, heavy like his house, but worse like a basement that never sees sunlight. I didn't hear the door open, I didn't hear footsteps. I only realized he was there when the air felt colder, like something had shifted behind me. I turned slowly, already knowing. He stood in the corner of my room, half-shadowed, hands at his sides. His clothes were clean but old, stiff with age. His eyes were dark and wet, unblinking. He didn't rush me, didn't speak, didn't react when I opened my mouth to scream. Nothing came out. My body felt wrong, heavy, sluggish, like my limbs were submerged in cold water. I tried to move, to stand, to run, but my muscles didn't obey. He stepped closer, and the smell intensified until it coated the back of my throat. The next thing I remember clearly is the cold. Concrete, unforgiving. The basement floor pressed into my skin, stealing heat from me faster than I could shiver it back. The ceiling light flickered, buzzing softly. The walls were unfinished, stained darker in places like something had soaked into them long ago and never fully dried. His basement smelled like time, mold, rust, old fabric, chemicals, the faint sweetness of something medicinal layered over rot. The air was damp, heavy, hard to breathe deeply. I couldn't move. My body was there. I could feel everything, but it didn't respond. My fingers twitched uselessly. My jaw barely moved when I tried to scream. Only a thin, broken whimper escaped my throat, pitiful and small. He tied me down carefully, not hurried, not rough, like this was something he'd done many times before. Then he left. That was the worst part at first. The waiting, lying there, staring at the ceiling beams, listening to the drip of water somewhere nearby, counting breaths, counting heartbeats, trying to stay awake because sleeping felt dangerous, like I might lose myself if I let go. Time stopped making sense quickly. The drugs came in cycles. Sometimes I was more aware. Sometimes the world blurred inside, blurred and softened at the edges. I learned the pattern of the light overhead. When it flickered, when it steadied, I learned the sound of his steps on the stairs, slow, even predictable. He never spoke, not once. Sometimes he would stand just out of my line of sight and I could feel him there, watching, studying. Other times he would move things around me, adjusting straps, checking something, making notes I couldn't see. His hands were cold, his touch precise, clinical. Outside, life went on. I could hear it faintly through the walls, cars, voices, laughter. Rain seasons passed, I knew, because the air changed, colder, then warmer, then cold again. My body weakened, my voice deteriorated until even whimpers felt like too much effort. I tried to remember my name. I tried to remember my face. Memory slipped through my fingers like smoke days before the basement felt unreal, like something I'd dreamed once and forgotten. Most of the basement became everything. The smell, the cold, the light. Years might have passed. I think they did. One day I heard unfamiliar footsteps above new voices, different patterns. The sound of furniture being moved, laughter I didn't recognize. Panic flared in my chest, sharp and sudden, until I realized the truth. The house above had changed. He hadn't. I am still here. I don't know why he chose me. I don't know how long he plans to keep me. I don't know if anyone remembers I ever existed at all. Sometimes I whisper just to hear a sound that proves I'm real. If you ever feel watched in your own home, if things go missing and you can't explain how, don't ignore it. Don't tell yourself you're paranoid. Some people don't break in. Some people are already inside. I just want to take a moment to thank all my patrons. You all mean the world to me.